Shabbat Shalom. Ooh, that is so hot. Wow, Isaac, can you turn me down just a little bit? Thank you. There was like sonic waves that went through the congregation. I could feel it. Shabbat Shalom, good evening, welcome. We gather this evening to welcome Shabbat, to celebrate the installation of a new board and to express gratitude to outgoing members of our board of directors, to look forward to celebrate with Charlie and with Tyler, as tomorrow each is called to the Torah as a bar and bat mitzvah. And we are also here to strengthen one another, support one another. Those who have lost a loved one this week, in weeks past, those who are struggling with illness, who have friends and family members that are struggling with illness. So we gather for celebration, we gather for strength and support as well. And we have anniversaries to celebrate, birthdays to celebrate. There's a lot going on. So we're going to begin our worship with the kindling of the Sabbath candles and the Kiddush, the blessing over the Sabbath wine. And in honor of their being called to the Torah tomorrow morning, we invite the family of Tyler Shinsky and of Charlie Kirsch to come forward and join us on the Bima. You can find the blessings on page 2 and on page 5 in your Siddur, in your prayer books. You can use your prayer book.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ah uvratzon hinechalanu Zikaro lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom tehilach lemikra kodesh zeher letziat mitrayim kivanu v'harta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim V'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinechalanu Baruch Adonai mekadesh haShabbat.
Continue on page 20 with the singing of Lecha Dodi.
שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד. שמיענו אל עמך, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ותפארת ונתירה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, עיני שבת נקבלה.
As we prepare to continue with the Shema and its blessings, we do so with the call to worship, Baruch Hu, which can be found on page 28. I invite you to rise as you are able. We continue on page 31 together. This is an hour of change. Within it we stand uncertain on the border of light. Shall we draw back or cross over? Where shall our hearts turn? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? This is the hour of change, and within it we stand quietly on the border of light. What lies before us? Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We continue with Shema, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha v'veitecha u'lechtecha v'derech u'shochbecha u'kumecha u'kshartam le'ot al yadecha
והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
On page 39, we continue responsively. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot.
That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness.
That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together.
ונאמר כי פדרנה את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני
ברוך שמו
גאל ישראל.
Amen. Achad Ha'am wrote, more than Israel has kept the Sabbath, has the Sabbath kept Israel. Every time we gather, every time we are in our homes, every time we take a moment to reflect on the joy, the sacred nature of Shabbat, we draw closer not only to one another, we draw closer to God. Vishamru, page 44.
ושמרו
בני ישראל את השבת לעשות, את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפל.
We once again invite Tyler and Charlie to come forward to lead us in the Avot V'Imahot and the Givurot, beginning on page 46. We invite you to rise as you are able.
Adonai sefatartita ufiadita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yisrach ve'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel ve'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Al-Yom Gomel Hasadim Tovim Vekonei Hakol Vezocher Haste Avot Ve'imahot Umevi Geulam Livnei V'neihem Lema'an Shemo Ve'ahavach Melech Ozer U'Mashiach U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Abraham Ve'azrat Sarah Ata Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mehaye Hako Atara Le'oshia Morid Hafal Mehakel Hayim Behesed Mehaye Hako Barahamim Rabim Zometh Noflim Berofei Holim Umatir Aserim Umakaye and Umato Lishanei Afar Mi Hamocha Ba'al Givurot Umi Domelach Melech Mimit Umkaye Umatmiya Yeshua V'ne'emar Ata L'Hachayot Hakol Baruch Atah Adonai Mehaye Hakol.
We take these next few moments for the prayers not found necessarily written in our prayer books, but the prayers that we can each find written in our hearts in this moment of silent reflection.
Oseh shalom bimromav, uyahaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, uyahaseh shalom Shalom, Shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Ashrenu matov chalkenu uma na'im goralenu. How blessed we are, how rich we are in this moment as we celebrate the leadership of our community, as indeed we celebrate our community. The Torah portion for this week is Bahalotecha, and it talks about the command to Aaron and his children to keep a flame burning, a ner tamid, a flame burning continually on the altar in the tent of meeting, ultimately in the temple in Jerusalem, and now by extension in each of our sacred spaces, in each of our sanctuaries, we kindle a ner tamid to burn continually. There's a story that's told of a prince and a princess who wanted to do something very special for their community. They wanted to build a new synagogue. And everybody was very excited about the prince and princess and what they were going to do for the community, and they were so excited. And none of the plans were revealed. There was a large barrier erected around the construction site so that no one could see what was being done. And days passed, and they saw the materials coming into the enclosed space of the construction site of their new synagogue, their new sacred space. And each day brought greater anticipation on the part of the community. Each day their excitement grew as they saw more and more materials being brought in, and they couldn't wait to see the finished synagogue building. And finally the day arrived. The barriers were taken down, and people were able to see this gorgeous new synagogue building, a beautiful sanctuary built on behalf of the community by the prince and princess who ruled over them. And they came in for the first worship service, and they marveled even more at the interior of the sacred space that was breathtaking with intricate design and beautiful colors and windows all around. And the prince and princess got up in front of the community and said, "This is a work that we have done, a work of privilege that we have taken on to build this sacred space in honor of all of us in our community." And people were so excited. And they started to look around, and they noticed that there was something missing. And as this awareness grew and the murmurs began amongst the members of the community, the prince and the princess stood forward and pointed out, yes, there is indeed something missing in this beautiful sanctuary. Indeed, light is missing from this sacred space. And the prince and the princess took lamps, and they gave a lamp to each member of the community. And they pointed out that there were hooks on the walls all around this sanctuary space, the sacred space. And the prince and the princess said to the community, every time you come to worship, to gather as community, bring that lamp with you and hang it on the hook to provide light for our entire community. And remember that if even one of you is missing, a little bit of our light will be diminished. Well, this evening we celebrate leaders who have brought their light and continue to bring their light into our sacred spaces, into our community, into our synagogue. And so I'd like to invite all of the members, past and present, of our board of directors to come forward onto the bima and to join me. Now, I know that many members could not be here tonight. Some are joining us digitally. And so some of the names that I'm going to call of people who are transitioning from our board will not necessarily be present physically on the bima, but they continue to be here with the light that they bring forward for each and every one of us. We recognize the following outgoing members of our board of directors: Paul Chaikin, Randy Gurian, Christine Kaufman, Scott Mandel, Jill Oetzer, and Barbara Miller. Is it possible? Well, we know that you're leaving our board of directors, but you're not leaving the congregation leadership. You are going to continue to lead us and so it is with you as well, Randy. We know that there are many other things that you would like to do as a part of our congregation. You're not off the hook. You are truly dedicated people who came to the fore and assumed positions of leadership that demanded time and much effort. You undertook your task of giving of mitzvot because you were convinced that Jewish values are worthwhile, are worth maintaining, and are worth transmitting to future generations. You have given of yourselves graciously and have fulfilled your duties loyally and with devotion. As we look about to the sanctuary tonight and imagine the digital congregation that is gathered as well, we know that our temple has been successful due in great measure to your leadership and your concern. As we discharge you from your official service to the congregation as a member of our board of directors, please accept the sincere thanks and deep appreciation of your entire Jeremiah family. We pray that you have been strengthened by the knowledge that you have carried out your responsibility nobly, and because of your ongoing efforts, we know Temple Jeremiah will continue to be strengthened, and we say thank you. We have Torah commentaries that are gifted, that are going to be a part of our community to continue the legacy of giving that you have brought forward, each of you. And I think we have them, right, Brad? If you will, there's a bag right behind that has, okay, Scott, okay, great, thank you. And the members of Temple Jeremiah have selected new directors to lead them through the years ahead. And we pause in our worship this evening to reflect upon the importance of leadership and to reaffirm our basic commitment to prayer, study, and the performance of deeds that benefit many others and us. And so we call upon our newly directors, each bringing their own light into our community. And the following have been elected new board members: Lisa Brenner and Phyllis, you're right. I knew I saw you. And Phyllis Mitzen and Brad Gordon. And new to our executive committee of our board of directors, but members of our board, Brian Rubin. There you are. Hiding right in front of me. And Tanya Silverstein. Leadership demands devotion, and good leadership is never automatic. The Midrash records that as Rabbi Asi lay dying, his nephew saw that he was weeping and asked, "Why are you sad? Why do you weep? Is there any part of our tradition that you have not studied or taught? Your many disciples whom you have raised are here around you at this very moment. Could there be any act of kindness that you have not done? Is there anything in life that you possibly regret?" And Rabbi Asi sadly responded, "I have never involved myself in community affairs. I never sought to be active in any office that administered to the needs of the community. That is why I weep. Perhaps I will be condemned because I was able to lead and chose not to." We honor you, leaders, tonight, who have served and those who have been selected to continue the traditions of Temple Jeremiah, as we install you now as new officers, as new members of our board. I would like to offer this prayer on behalf of our community. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, bless these new leaders of Temple Jeremiah with wisdom, vigor, and understanding. Sustain them with your spirit and grant that their labors become a blessing and a source of blessing. And let us all say, Amen. Now, amongst the new officers, there is a new position being taken on by Steve Kleiman, our new president of the congregation. And so I invite all of you to return to your seats. And Steve?
Okay. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Rabbi, thank you for the kind and encouraging words. Greatly appreciated. I want a big shout out to Scott. A great big thank you for your 3 years. Needless to say, Scott oversaw us as it was historically difficult times, to say the least. I think it was probably the perfect timing for us to have as the leader of the congregation a medical doctor. So that was very, very good. And Scott was, with his strong leadership, he was not only able to keep us afloat in perilous, difficult times and perilous seas, but more importantly, he's put us in a very strong position to have smooth sailing as we move forward, and we greatly appreciate that, and Mazel Tov, and thank you, Scott. And thank you to the outgoing board members, to Paul, and to Scott, and to Randy, and to Christine, and to Jill, and to Barb. Greatly appreciate your service to the board, and I know you all will continue to be engaged at Temple, and I also know that you all are at the other end of the phone when I call for help and advice in this new role that I've taken on. It's an incredible privilege and an honor to take on the leadership role as president of the congregation. I don't take it lightly. I will work very hard to do my best. I'm incredibly grateful that I have such a strong board of directors and officers to work with over the next year and coming years as we pursue our vision of a Jewish community of meaningful connection. And I have no doubt that if we act as a team and work well together, that we'll make great strides in achieving that goal. Shabbat Shalom.
So you're going to stay here. Lisa, if you will come up, because not only are you being installed as the new president of the congregation, you are marking a significant milestone wedding anniversary. And I think this is actually the first time we've combined the two. We're welcoming a new president and celebrating a very special anniversary. It's a big one. Well, every year's a big year, right? Every year's a big year. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, our God and God of our mothers and our fathers, we thank you for our lives and for all that makes them good. We thank you especially for this moment of celebration as we join with Lisa and Steve and their family and their friends in offering a special blessing in honor of this milestone anniversary. Many and varied have been the paths that you have taken together, growing a wonderful family for wonderful, incredible children, a multitude of friends, and much, much blessing. Blessing that has not only allowed you to celebrate life together, but blessing that has allowed you to meet the challenges that all of us must face as we travel the path of life. May this year be a year of great joy and health and happiness and blessing, but just a taste of the wonderful years that are yet to come. May we be privileged to celebrate them together. And to this, let us say, Amen. Mazel Tov, stay right here. Okay. Jill Meltzer is celebrating a milestone birthday. We're just building on these Shechianu moments. The psalmist said that by virtue our years are 70, and if by strength 80 and beyond. So our tradition has taught us that when we reach 70, we have an opportunity to, as it were, hit a bit of a reset button. It doesn't wipe everything out. This is a different kind of reset button. But it allows us to look back on the strength of the years that have passed, much strength in the years that have passed, and to bring that strength forward into this new decade of life that you are celebrating. And we know that as you have continued to bring light and life to your family, to your friends, to clients of the past, and to all of us, that this will continue to be a wonderful, wonderful foundation upon which to build into the future. May these coming years be years of strength and health and blessing, and may this year be especially filled with great joy and happiness as you celebrate a wedding, yes, and much joy, but just a taste of the wonderful years that are yet to come. May we all be privileged to celebrate them together. And to this, let us say, Amen. Happy birthday. And let's join together in Shechianu, not just for Steve and Lisa and Jill, but for all of us who are here to celebrate this wonderful moment. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Mazel tov, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. We take this strength and the joy of this moment, and we turn our thoughts, our hearts, and our prayers to those members of our community, friends and family, loved ones who are struggling with illness of body or illness of spirit. It may even be we ourselves who are in need of such healing. For those who are present in our physical sanctuary, I invite you to rise and share the names of those that you wish to offer such a prayer of healing, and those in our digital sanctuary, if you will share those names in the comments section. Lynn Amos, Aileen Blum, Esther Brown, Harvey Ezrell, Sophie Gardner, Gail Garbarski, Barbara Hoffman, Larry Cart, Jim Clapman, Nicole and Michael McGovern, Betty Palis, Mark Pierce, Ronald Rubin, Jackie Schistel, Valerie Shubin, Jocelyn Snower, Katie Spiro, Patricia Weinfuss, Mark Weiss, Beth Weiner, George Wittenberg, and Bob Young. You may find the Misha Berach prayer for healing on page 253. We invite you to join together with us. Misha Berach Avoteinu Mikol HaBracha La'imoteinu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach Imoteinu Mikol HaBracha La'avoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We have often used the phrase tikkun olam to speak about bringing repair into our world, bringing healing into our world. It's an opportunity for us to make the world better by word and by deed, to bring us a step closer to the beautiful vision of our prophets, a world free of violence, of anger, of warfare, a world of peace, a world of wholeness and well-being. L'takein olam b'malchut Shaddai. L'takein olam b'malchut Shaddai. Together we can heal the world. L'takein olam b'malchut Shaddai. We must all work together, 'cause we are all the children of Adonai. V'ne'emar, v'haya Adonai, v'melech al kol haaretz. Bayom hahu, yeh Adonai echad. U'shemo echad. We must all work together, 'cause we are all the children of Adonai. We now remember those who have passed on from this earth, who brought that bit of tikkun, that bit of healing into our lives, into our families, into our communities. For those participating in our digital sanctuary, we invite you to share the names of those loved ones that you are thinking of in this moment. And for those present in our physical sanctuary, we invite you to rise if it is your custom to do so as I share the name of your loved one. We remember the recent passings of Noel Eliscu, Lana Feldman, Seymour Ferdman, Rosalind Hamer, David Hirsch, Fanny Krashen, Bertha Babs Mizrahi, and Daryl Osborne. And just this past week, we mourn the passings of Lillian Stein, grandmother of Melanie Moreau, Howard Fink, husband of Charlotte, father of Sue, Ruth, Laurel, Marvin Barkin, husband of Irene, brother of Bob, father of Amy, Susan, grandfather of Ella, Sam, and Dylan, and Fran Druth, mother of Lawrence and Sherry, grandmother of Matthew, Kyla, and Allie. We also call into our hearts those countless civilians killed this week in the crossfire of war, of terror, and violence. And the following is the yahrzeit, the anniversary of whose death occurred this past week. William Ardell, Gustav Freund Baird, Bernard Bell, Jason Bellows, Silika Biller, Jean Burns, Maury Cooper, William Feldman, Leah Fish, Martin Forbes, J. Lee Frink, Francis Gaynor, Jacob Gamberg, Robert Gieske, Howard Haas, Sherry Hoffman, Pearl Iglarsh, Rose Jacoby, Reuben Jacobson, Harold Myers, Dorothy Nopar, Janet Offenberg, Abraham David Palunas, Jack Phillips, Lillian Rutberg, Abraham Ruda, Charlotte Salkin, Samuel Schall, William Smith, Daniel Sorkin, Ray Stern, Martin Tater, Bessie Zakin, and Dorothy Zorn. Are there other names that we are remembering in this moment? Zichronam livracha. May the memory of the righteous always be for a blessing. Together as one family we rise to recite Kaddish Yatom, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayeh dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei Tevel, ve'imru
May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort to all who are bereaved among us. And together we say, Amen. Please be seated. Barb?
I won't remember. Shabbat Shalom. Hi, I'm Barb Kite. I'm one of the board members here at Temple Jeremiah. On behalf of our entire congregation, I would like to welcome everyone here tonight, especially our visitors and guests, and thank you all for sharing Shabbat with us. At this time, I'd like to extend our sincerest condolences to the family of Amy Rubenstein, Howard Fink, Fran Druth, and Lillian Stein on your recent loss. I want to say congratulations and mazel tov to Charlie and Tyler and your entire family on becoming a bar mitzvah tomorrow. We know that you will shine and enjoy the wonderful milestone, so mazel tov. Steve and Lisa, we want to wish you a happy anniversary. Mazel tov to you. And Jill, mazel tov, and we wish you a very happy birthday. On behalf of the Temple Jeremiah members, I'd like to thank our outgoing board members for all your hard work, long hours you volunteered to help keep Temple Jeremiah moving forward and staying a special home for all of us. I want to welcome our new board members and thank you in advance for your time, energy, and ideas that will keep Temple Jeremiah a special community, the special community that it is. As always, there's a lot happening at Temple for all ages. This Sunday we have Feed the Homeless and High Society happening, so be sure to check the weekly e-newsletter for all the details. I also want to take a minute to tell you about a committee that existed BC, before COVID, and is making a comeback. The Temple Jeremiah Caring Community is coming out of hibernation. COVID made it difficult for our community to connect. COVID also taught us how important it is to stay connected with our Temple Jeremiah family. Caring Community is here once again, reaching out and helping each other to create meaningful connections. Being part of the Caring Community is an easy way to participate in the Temple Jeremiah, on a Temple Jeremiah committee. This committee has no meetings. You can sign up for as much as you are comfortable doing. To be part of the committee, you'll need to download WhatsApp. This app will allow you to sign up to give rides to those who might need a ride to get to a temple event. You can make and deliver a meal to a congregant who needs assistance after surgery or an illness. We'll be baking sweets and delivering them to congregants that need a little TLC. We also need committee members to make phone calls and reach out to congregants who need a little check-in or just a friendly connection. All it takes to be part of the Caring Community is to download WhatsApp app and join the Temple Jeremiah community, and then wait for a text. More specific details can be found in the June Covenant. You can scan the QR codes or ask for tech assistance from one of the rabbis, Danny, or anyone younger than me. So we hope you will join this special committee. So again, welcome, and we hope you have a wonderful week, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Barb. We invite you now to rise as you are able for our closing blessing. Bruchim hayinu bevoinu, bruchim niyeh b'tzeitenu. Blessed are we as we gather together to welcome Shabbat, to celebrate with one another, to strengthen and support one another. Blessed may we be from this time and always. Shabbat Shalom.